right, my name is Morgan Wilbanks, and I'm going to be using the Quality Matters rubric to evaluate my instructional 6010 Innovations of E-Learning class with Kimberly Moody. Um, when you log into the class, the first thing that you see is the course dashboard. The course dashboard will have any announcements that your professor has posted in the last few days, some things that are due, past due, things that are coming up, some alerts. Our teacher didn't really utilize the course dashboard, but this is an option that is that can be used. Also, let's go ahead and get started. You can click the Start Here button to begin, and it will open up to the course introduction. Having the Start Here button was a nice feature. When we started the class, it was very obvious, this is where I need to go to get started. It was nice to see that when you're overwhelmed and you kind of know what's going on. Here, when you go to the course introduction, you have information on your professor, Kimberly Moody, her phone number, her email, a little bio, and her education history here, which that's hitting some of the course overview and introduction standards. 1.7 is self-introduction by the instructor is appropriate and available, and I think it meets that standard. Here it is. Also, 1.1 on the rubric says instructions are clear how to get started and where to find various course components. So the Start Here button was a very good way to know where to start. There are tutorials on how to navigate through Blackboard, how to stream videos, which meets another standard on our rubric. Materials that you will need. All right, all resources and instructional materials are current, and then you can go on to the third one, and there is your syllabus. The syllabus is going to hit most of the standards that are listed on this rubric. But the syllabus is also located here. You can download it and save it to your computer, or you can print it off. I'm going to go back to the beginning page, and I'm going to go to the syllabus over on the left-hand side. It is an option over here. I like to click this and then go to syllabus this way. Looking at the syllabus, it's going to hit most of the things on this rubric. The first thing is required text, course reading, and materials. This is going to hit instructional materials on our rubric. The 4.6 says the distinction between required and optional materials is clearly explained. So here is where it describes what materials we need and lets us know if you need a book, if you don't need a book, and the way things will be accessed. Our course description, which would go along with course overview, how to get started, where to find things, all information on the course. Instructional objectives. This is hit also in 2.3. All learning objectives are stated clearly and written from students' perspective. These are the learning objectives for this course. I'm not sure that they're written in the student view. That would be one thing that could be changed. However, that's the standard listed, and it's there. It is there. If you go on down, it talks about policies and guidelines. Continuing, course requirements, things that we're expected to have. It gives us an overview of those things. That goes with instructional materials. So things that we need to know that are required, that are optional. Technology requirements. This goes with 6.4. Students can readily access technologies required in the course. So this is an overview for all kind of technology we may be exposed to. Also 6.2 on the rubric, course tools and media support student engagement and guide the student to become an active learner. All of these are going to guide us to be an active learner and encourage engagement. Once again, here's more overview of the course on the syllabus with grading. Learner support, this would hit on the rubric learning support, all different types of supports. 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, and 7.4. It hits all of those standards here. Online etiquette, this hits standard 1.3, that etiquette expectations for online discussions, email, and other forms of communication are stated clearly. This talks about student-to-student etiquette, student to instructor, instructor to student, and so forth. And I believe that's about it as far as the syllabus. I'm going to go back to the beginning and we're going to navigate through some of the things over on the side over here. AUM resource links, this is a nice link to have to get you, you know, anywhere you might need help, downloads, technology things, some services that the school offers. This was a nice helpful tool. This would fall under learner support. I'm going to go back to discussions. If we choose discussions, you can see here that this would fall under learner interaction and engagement 5.2 and 5.4 on our rubric. You can see here that we are asked to interact with each other. This assignment and this assignment, you know, we're here to talk, to discuss. If we had any questions, we were able to talk to each other. Also here on the introduction, this hits 1.7 and 1.8. Our teacher has introduced himself, and now 1.8 says students are asked to introduce themselves to the class. So here we are asked to introduce ourselves to the class and go in depth a little bit. And also here we're able to support each other by asking questions and answers we have. Here you can find a tentative schedule. Half of it is gone now because it has disappeared as we have progressed throughout the semester. However, here is the syllabus to kind of this falls under our materials, you know, things we need to be prepared with, and it is current. That will be 4.4. Evaluation and reflection. I wasn't really sure. I haven't used this part of it a lot. One thing I do feel like maybe could be fixed is there are multiple ways to get to things, and it's a little overwhelming at times. I'd rather just have one way and go that way every time. So there are multiple ways to get to turn things in and do things, and sometimes it's confusing trying to find it and navigate through it. So some of the things could be taken out, I believe. Student support, this falls straight under learner support. 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, and 7.4. All of these are supports for the learner. With policy, services, technical support, and so forth. I do like having the My Grades here. That's nice to go straight to your grades and be able to see your grades. The only thing I didn't like is our professor started off putting Module 1 here, and this was nice just to click and go straight to Module 1 instead of having to go through instructional content and then choose which module. I liked being able just to click here and go straight to that module. I do wish that the rest of the modules would have been set up that way. Going back to instructional content, you can see all of our modules here. So looking at module, what was module 5? Maybe it was 4. You can see here in one of the modules it hit 4.6. Here it is. The distinction between required and optional materials is clearly explained. In this module, you can see that we did a voice thread, which I'll talk about in a minute, but you can see that it says each comment is worth 1 bonus point. So it was very obvious that you did not have to do these slides, but you could and receive a bonus point. So that hit 4.6 on the rubric. Also, the voice thread. This is the voice thread where you click and you leave a comment and you also video yourself. So this was a good way to hit 5.2. Learning activities provide opportunities for interaction that support active learning, and also 5.4, the requirements for students' interaction. So we were most definitely interacting with each other on VoiceThread. This was something we used, and also the discussion board that I showed you earlier. I think one more thing I wanted to hit was in the syllabus, and we should be able to wrap this up. I don't think I have touched on that accessibility part of the rubric. So on the rubric, when you get to the disability services, this hits the accessibility. 8.3, the course design facilitates readability and minimizes distractions. Course employs accessible technologies, provide guidance on how to obtain accommodations. The course contains equivalent alternatives to auditory and visual content. So this would be where you would go for 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, and 8.4 on the rubric to find those things. And like I said, I don't like all the distractions. I felt like some of the choices over on the side were a little distracting, a little overwhelming, didn't use half of them, and they were kind of hard to navigate through. That is it for my review of Instructional 6010 Innovations of E-Learning with Dr. Moody. Thank you.